to your needs. Okay, that will be helpful for others as well.
Okay, okay.
Obviously, is that fine?
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So tell me. So we'll start with the basics of Boomi. Okay. So tell me, um, if I have to take a class today on any integration process, do you have any knowledge on integration?
Like somewhat, yeah, I know, like, yeah, the shapes and all.
Okay. So do you want me to tell you about how do you send data to a disk and how do you retrieve data from a disk? Is that fine?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, yeah, you can start from here as well, like creating the process.
Okay. Okay. So coming to Bhumi, I'll give you a brief explanation. So
Mm,
since this is the first class, I'll start with what Bhumi is and what are the capabilities that Bhumi used to have previously and now what we have. Okay.
okay.
So basically Bhumi is a bypass technology. That means like what if you see any code bases previously in .NET or any other technology, we used to have them locally and we used to check into TFS every single time. So now but so that usually happens that usually whatever technology is not just .NET or any other technology, Java, .NET or any web methods, any legacy technologies, all the code bases used to reside in our internal server or system. And from there we used to work upon. But now Boomi is offered as a platform as a service. That being said, everything is stored uh, in a website. You can say that. Okay, so you can log into any from anywhere using your credentials, using your single sign-on authentication, and that way you will automatically redirect to the current system's Boomi, whatever is your company's Boomi
What?
profile. That way you can see all your processes, or you can see your executions and all. Okay,
In
so
the browser itself, we can.
from the browser only we can see everything, Sakshi. Okay.
Okay.
I think we have Varun also here. Varun, if you need anything, you can always pitch in. Let's try to make this as interactive as possible so that it will help you, guys. Mm, okay. Now, coming back to this. Okay, so suppose you are somewhere else and you don't have access to your servers and all, you just log into your Boomi platform with your user IDs and password, and that way you will log into your company's Boomi profile. You can see all the processes that you have created, your process reporting. You know what is process reporting, Sakshi?
Yeah, process reporting, it's come under the manage tab. So there we can monitor the processes.
Correct. So all those whatever you want to do, if you're an admin and you only take care of monitoring, that also you can see here. So basically you can see everything here. Uh, Once you log in, so that is why it is called as a platform offered as a service. So iPaaS, that is why they call it as iPaaS. Now that is about Boomi is that is about Boomi. But what exactly Boomi does here is we integrate. It's an integration tool at the end of the day. It's like MuleSoft, it's
Mm-hmm.
like web method. So what does an integration tool do? So you have many systems, broken systems, I can say, at various places. Let us assume that you have a disk in your computer, in your server, okay, or else you have an API somewhere, okay. It
Mm-hmm.
needs to talk to something else like an SAP system or the Salesforce system. So there is no direct interaction between an SAP system and an API or something for that matter. So there comes a need of an integration tool which facilitates the job of talking to different systems.
Okay.
Previously, we used to write a lot of code in .NET or Java. Even now we can do that to integrate with different APIs, but that is very cumbersome and intensive as well. And the scope for error is huge. And if you want to troubleshoot also, it is very tough. So that is where integration tools have an upper hand. Being an totally developed tool, it gives you a complete picture of where the issue is happening, or how does the communication happen, Okay, it is very specifically you designed to cater to the needs in a very easy and efficient manner. Since the job of the tool is already for integration only, it
Mm-hmm.
does its job better than the other legacy code mechanisms you were using, which were intensive. Okay. Now let us assume that now let us design a simple process since this is a first class. Do you know how to write data to a file or read data from a file?
Sorry.
Do you know how to write data to a file disk or read data from a file disk file?
No.
No. Okay. So we will come to that as well. So
Okay.
before coming to that, this is what we call as the Boomi landscape, where we put all this data. We have everything
Mm-hmm.
in Boomi is called as okay. So since we have an already set of
Mm-hmm.
things, so this is our organization's name, for example. Then we
Okay.
have these connectors. So there are different types. So everything in Boomi is a connector. Okay. Suppose you talk to API. Okay. API is a different thing. We'll come back to that. But
Mm-hmm.
in Boomi, if you see, we have three different types of shapes primarily. Okay. One is
Mm-hmm.
execute shape. So these are basically transformation shapes or where the logic is defined somewhere. Okay, logic is defined here. These are Boomi defined logic shapes. Okay, these are like branching is like you can send the data to two different routes. Okay,
Yeah.
route is also very similar to branch, but branch the entire data goes. I will come back to it in a detailed way. But if suppose there is a file come here, okay, and you put a branch here, the
Mm-hmm.
same data goes to branch one and branch two.
Yes.
But if you put a route, it only goes to one of the branches. Okay. Cleanse shape is something like you have a profile. Okay, I'll tell you. You have a data. Okay, let us assume that it is a comma separated file. Do you know what is a comma separated file?
Yeah. Seriously.
Right. So let us assume that the structure of the file is like first name, last name, company, and years of experience. Okay. And we have designed that this will be the structure of the file, and we have created a map shift to transform that to JSON and send it to an API. That is the Boomi logic. Let us assume. So what is
Mm-hmm.
the logic now? We have a CSV file. We'll be transferring that to a JSON file. Okay, now there can be data redundancies or data issues or duplicates. There can be many things with the data. Okay, there can be many issues with the data as well. So what we usually do with a cleanse shape is we give it a profile. We give it a profile check, something like a security check kind of thing that we do with the cleanse step. Okay, so what happens here is if suppose we have four columns that we have discussed, right? One is first name, last name, company, and years of experience. So years of experience is always a number. Suppose something else comes there, okay, like any static data like some random like test or pramod or sakshi or something comes up. Okay, so that profile when it goes to the map shape, this gets rejected. Okay, any transformation that happens, and the process fails. So what we can do in such a scenario is we can use this cleanse step to see validate each record. Okay, validate each record, and based on the record value, if something is not fitting in the criteria, it will automatically reject that. Okay, like let us assume that the first name is Sakshi Jaiswal, whatever company
Mm-hmm.
you're working for, some IT company, and instead of years of experience as 3.5, something comes up like UKG. Okay, even though it is a valid data, it is a wrong fit there, right? So that is where this fails. Now, if there was no lens shape, this would have gone to a transformation piece, and at that place, if this fails, the entire process would have failed. Okay. Now, what we do with the cleanse shape is we validate the data, and in the last step, okay, because
Mm-hmm.
the data is not correct, that specific row can be either repaired or rejected. Okay, we can remove isolate that one particular row from execution, or
Mm-hmm.
we can repair that to show that if something else comes up, let us put a default value of 9 or 10 or 0 or 1. Okay, for us to not let the process fail. That is what is basically what a cleanse shape does. If you see here, the cleanse step enables you to validate the document field values. Okay, in this case, we assume that it is years of experience. and either repair or reject the document before further processing. It is often helpful to use a cleanse step before the map step so that invalid values can be corrected before potentially causing errors while mapping. This is what we just discussed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is this clear? Sakshi, you want anything?
Route shape is also doing the same thing, right? It
We will
on the
come to
basis of
route
the
shape also.
condition, it will.
We'll come to route shape also. I will explain route
Oh,
shape also.
okay.
Okay. But this is basically a cleanse step. Is it clear with cleanse step?
Mm,
We will do
okay.
one. We will do one exercise for everything. Okay.
Okay. Mm,
Uh, I want to make you see. I can't tell all at a time, so I'll just s- make you acquaint with the logic steps today. Okay, that way, logic shapes. You will understand what is it happening, so that tomorrow, if I again start any POC on this, you will understand it better. So